או לשאת את דבריו.
שלום לכם, ידידים יקרים.
Hello, dear friends, Sarah and I say.
ראיתי שרה ואני.
It is a pleasure to be with you at this important event on the shores of Tel Aviv-Jaffa. Tel Aviv, blue and white, in the language of our movement. I am glad to see my friends and members of Knesset here. Soldiers Alliance Chairman Shlomo Golder. It is always a pleasure to see you. We bless the leaders of the World Batar Movement, Herzi Bakov, Yigal Cohen, the Deputy Chief and Head of the Family Division at the Commemoration and Legacy of the Ministry of Defense, Avi Mualim, the Chairman of the Yad Labanim Organization, Eli Ben Shem, the Chairman of the IDF Widows and Orphans Organization, Attorney Zahay Varash. Congratulations on your position and good friends. I see Yossi Hammer here. Where is Uzi? Uzi Dayan, many others. Our friend, young Peglin. We will talk about Peglin soon. And of course, the beloved relatives who fell in combat. And of course, the members of the fighting family and the families of the fallen. A poignant, sharp, and intense debate raged throughout the settlement on the ground before the establishment of the state. This debate centered on the appropriate response to Arab violence, and this violence erupted with increasing frequency. For years, it has also erupted here on the Jaffa border. Now, this fundamental debate can be summed up in 3 words: moderation or response. Approaches to the reality of a national society were taking shape, but they sought to justify themselves. The Belgian promoters sided with them, in favor of moderation up to that point, of defense of discipline. To a large extent, they were afraid of what the relationship with the British would be like under foreign rule. And those who supported the response believed in security activism. Note, security activism, not judicial activism, and they criticized other things. They criticized the lack of response, the buying off of national will, the passivity and weakness. In 1936, Jabotinsky spoke out against those who deceived themselves, saying that the Jews, that we who are here would only survive in our country for a few days, thanks to the British guidance. It must be said that setting a course or responding is not a black and white question. Sometimes there are situations in which the most sensible thing to do is to abstain and attack when necessary. There are a whole range of considerations that affect the undesirable outcome of the action. The murderous riots had begun to become a significant problem, but this response never came. Blood was spilled without a response. Everything was diffused. It was met with impotence. Here, gangs ran rampant, even in Jaffa, and the achievements of Zionism were in real danger. And this is exactly what happened here, in this place, on the border of Neve Tzedek and Jaffa. In the 6 months before the establishment of the state, Arab gangs involved in Jaffa regularly threatened the southern neighborhoods of Tel Aviv and other settlements in the heart of the country, and life simply became a nightmare. Snipers, bombs, fires caused by mines, deaths and injuries. Thousands of refugees simply left, and an even greater danger was that the port of Jaffa would be captured by enemy outposts and become the focus of their incursion to conquer the country. In other words, there was a complex of considerations that required action and evasive action. Indeed, the question was, should we leave or respond? Who demanded firm action? After many frustrating months, Israel decided to respond. They went to battle. If you don't fall, you must capture Jaffa. Tel Aviv was about to fall. Jaffa had to be conquered by all possible means. And indeed, the combatants did so with courage and extraordinary determination. They did so under the initial command of Gidi Avichai Peglin. They attacked the rioters' positions in waves. They broke through the walls. They literally smashed their way through. They didn't follow the path across the highway and advanced from position to position. They anticipated the area opposite you. You could say you were in front of every obstacle, like Jabotinsky's poem, "You are sent." None of them surrendered. No one said, "Let's stop," as they say. They say they didn't say, "Let's buy them off." They said, "Let's fight, win, and conquer the enemy." And the aid the British provided to the enemy had no effect on them. It was of no use to them. The resistance knew this was a historic battle, and our heroic soldiers and commanders in the Gaza Strip, in Lebanon, in Syria, everywhere, know it too. They understand that the current war is a war of resurrection with historical significance. And just as the liberation of Jaffa ended in complete victory, we too today adhere to the concept of complete victory, and will complete all the objectives of the war. Topple the Hamas regime in the Gaza Strip, return our kidnapped brothers and sisters, thwart any future threat to Israel since then, and return evacuated residents safely to their homes. The terrifying October 7th War on Terror, a relentless response. It's true that in the days before, in the years before, we launched major operations against Hamas in Gaza. We dealt them very heavy blows. But it wasn't enough. But an explanation, no, it wasn't enough. There was a pillar of cloud, where we eliminated Hamas's military commander. Then there was protective edge. No, Tsachi, the very handsome guardian of the wall. I was just checking if you remembered. You remember those operations, right? In these operations, we killed thousands of terrorists. We attacked the top commanders. But we didn't go on the ground because there was no national or international legitimacy for that. And here, after this terrible massacre of October 7th, we had to go in and decide this matter. We are going to launch a powerful attack against the enemy until it is eliminated, nothing less. Which means there is no forgetting, no forgiveness, and certainly no condition, not ours now. I said this 2 days after the war started, and no one believed it. Certainly not them. I said we would change the face of the Middle East, and that's exactly what we did. We achieved this thanks to the courage and heroism of our fighters and our commander, who is powerful. Those who invalidated this generation suddenly discovered that this generation is alive here in Jaffa today. These are the grandchildren of that generation, a generation of brave men, with the same willingness to sacrifice for their homeland. Thanks to the heroism of our fighters, and thanks to the sound and informed decisions of the government under my authority, we broke the axis of evil. We broke it in Gaza. We broke it in Lebanon. We broke it in Syria. We broke it in other places. Do you remember that in the days before the war, it was difficult to explain what Israel is, what the IDF is? It's happening. A good spider. So Nasrallah is no more. Sinwar is no more. There's no way. And Iran suffered too. And we haven't given up on confronting the Iranian threat. Don't believe what you hear on the television channels. What are their names? In short, it's pure propaganda. That's why now there are more challenges. There's more work to do, and we will complete the task. We will not surrender, because what lies ahead is nothing less than ensuring Israel's eternity. We know why we fight. We know who we are fighting against. You see these monsters, and we will not accept this garment here, on the shores of the Mediterranean Sea, a few miles from here. We will not accept this threat here, or there in Lebanon, and we will not accept any threat of destruction from our protector, Iran. And this was something these fighters could also understand. Those who fought here and liberated Jaffa understood exactly what they were fighting for. Shmuel Ash, who fell in the Neve Tzedek neighborhood, told his father Aviv before he died, "I want to live, but what is my life if the life of my people depends on it?" What a statement! Simply astonishing. And Nathan Pence, known to some of you, the talented soccer player our friend Gil Samsono mentions in his book Beginning. Nathan begged his commander to let him participate in the battle for the Manshir neighborhood. He was trapped inside an armored vehicle in one of the trenches. He refused to leave his place and fought until a second British shell took his life. My friends, these are our heroes, and these are those who paved the way for your independence. These are the glorious liberators of Jaffa. Everyone has a place in the history of our people's rebirth, without exclusion or denigration. Here, those with a heavy heart, sometimes even the defense, are on your side. We don't deprive anyone, and I emphasize this as well. Only those who fight understand it. They don't understand that by fighting together as true brothers, winning together, they are winning enormously, and this generally encompasses the majority of our fighters, the majority of our army. There will be no civil war, not here in Israel. And I want to say something else that is also very relevant. The members in Yemen, they know the members like this. They are constantly firing at Jaffa. The members from Yemen, who have suffered serious damage from us, and our American allies. The Yemeni media recently boasted of having launched their maritime-style missiles at targets in occupied Jaffa. That's how they defined it. So I would like to say two things, my friends, and to all those who seek our destruction. Any attack against us will not go unpunished. There will be a strong response, and there will be a very strong response, in Lebanon and in Gaza everywhere. And the second thing I tell you, my brothers, Jaffa is not occupied. Jaffa has been liberated for 77 years, and its roots are much deeper. Already in the book of Joshua, it is said that the heritage of the tribe of Dan comes from the region bordering Jaffa, and was chosen by the king of Tyre to send cedars to the king of Jaffa to build Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. The Hasmoneans were Jews from Jaffa who immigrated from North Africa. They were in Jaffa long before the Zionist settlement of the land. In other words, our roots in Jaffa run very deep. Today, Jaffa in Tel Aviv, Jaffa, are a vast, vibrant, and flourishing city. And for that, we recognize our fallen heroes, our brothers, the glorious heroes who fell for the liberation of Jaffa in defense of the state of Israel. May their memory be blessed from generation to generation. And I'm sure you've come to encourage me and Sarah. First of all, thank you, but I want to tell you, I want to encourage you. No one will break us. No one will subdue us. No one will prevent us from doing what we do. What you expect from the people of Israel, what generations of Jews expect, is to ensure the eternity of Israel. This is our mission. This is the mission of all of us. And I greet you and embrace you one by one. And on behalf of myself and Sarah, thank you very much.